I was pretending to do my face. I was pretending to be on a diet. I was pretending to go to exercise. All the while saying, nope, you know what? I don't want to do that exercise class. Oh, their times are very bad. Oh, I don't like walking there. Oh, I could just eat the cookie. Like whatever it is, right? A big pretense until one day I woke up and I'm like, wow, I'm 20 pounds heavier than I was a year ago. Hi, I'm Ricki Radosh, and this is the Claim Your Happiness podcast, where you get to choose joy one moment at a time. Hi, welcome. So today's topic has to do with getting yourself resettled. I've been traveling a lot. I've been moving from one abode to another abode. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but really what I'm trying to do is get myself more grounded. So for the past, I don't know how many months it's been, I've really felt like, wow, I've had so much coming at me. And I guess that the deciding factor, the thing that showed me, oh, Ricki, you're really not on track, is that I've been reflecting back over this past year. This past year, I've been posting daily on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, right? Every single day, no matter how I look, no matter what it is, I just get up and every day I've been posting. And I've been living my life for an entire year. And it's the first time, really, that I've actually watched my life on video, right? So for as many years as I've been alive, I've just been in my life. But now I'm posting, having all of you get to see that life. And for a year, I've been claiming my happiness with life coming at me and talking about things like doing my face, watching my weight, exercising, going out with people, organizing my schedule, right? All of this has shown up over the past year. And the past couple of weeks, I've really been working hard. And so, what am I working hard at? I'm working hard at making sure that each and every piece of my life leaves me feeling happy. And as I've shared over these minute videos, when something doesn't make me happy, or I don't feel like I'm in control, or it doesn't seem like it's working, I do something about it, right? So I'll name what's going on, I'll frame how I want it to be, and then I'll claim it by taking an action. So fast forward a year later, here we are, and so much has happened. But what's the biggest thing that's happened is I've actually gained weight. Why? Because I've been in a pretense. So I'm sure you all know what a pretense is, right? It's kind of like when you're walking around saying to yourself one thing, but actually life is showing up a totally different way. So, as I've already said, I've been pretending to be working out. I've been pretending to be on a diet. I've been pretending to have it all together, or not even have it all together, because I've shared with you, I don't have it all together. I barely know what I'm doing, from one moment to the next. But a couple of weeks ago, I was finally to the point where I was like, no, this has to stop, right? I can't just keep gaining weight. And it reminded me and brought me back to a time many, many years ago. I don't know how many. I'm going to say at least 10. I was a bit way on vacation with some of my family members, just a girls' trip, four of us. And we were in Brazil. And when we were in Brazil, we were at a city, I guess it's a city in Brazil, that they don't have any streets. It's kind of like Venice, right? It's all on the water. So we rented a taxi, a water taxi, and he was taking us to a little private, I don't know, bistro, let's call it. And we decide, the four of us, to get in the water and put on a water show. Well, when we got home and we were watching the show, I was like, whose back is that? whose back is that? And I was like, oh my gosh, that was me, right? And at that particular moment in time, which, like I said, about 10 years ago, I too had gained about 20 pounds and didn't really notice, didn't really pay attention. You know, it just comes on slowly, one day at a time, one day at a time, one day at a time. So back then, I, of course, oh, panic, panic, panic. And I jumped right in. And in those days, I don't know, there was like some medicine. Today, I know we have the shots, the GHL or GPL or whatever the letters are. But in those days, it was some kind of pill that they gave you. I ran right to the doctor, and for about 4 months, 5 months, maybe even a little bit longer, I was taking these pills, losing the weight. I did great. I got down to the weight I'd like to be right now. But over the past 10 years, you know, slow but steady, it just creeps on, a pound here, a pound there. And I've always been very careful. So 10 years ago, gained the weight, took it off, and then was holding it. But the way that I was holding it was pretty much by telling everybody, oh yeah, I'm on a diet. Oh yeah, I'm on a diet. Oh yeah, I'm on a diet. But I wasn't really on a diet, right? I was just watching what I ate, trying to eat not healthy, so to speak, but just knowing that if I said I was on a diet, I'd keep my weight where it was, which was very important to me. So one day a friend comes over to me and she says, I don't know why you always say you're on a diet because you're never really on a diet, right? Because I eat French fries, I eat hamburgers, I eat whatever I want to eat, pizza, you know. And like I said, up here in my head, I kept it that I was on a diet. But down below, right, in the eating piece, I just pretty much ate what I wanted, but having the knowledge up here that I had to keep an eye. Anyway, she says, why do you say that? You're not really on a diet, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, you're right. So now I would just start telling people I was watching my weight. I was watching my weight. And lo and behold, in about 6 months, 8 months, I put on weight. And I was laughing and I'm like, because it's a mindset. And that's what I want you to know, right? How we look at things is how it turns out. So when I was looking at stuff like, oh, I'm on a diet, then I could actually maintain my weight because I didn't need to lose any more weight. But my mind would say, no, no, Ricki, you can't have that, or don't eat this, and then you won't have that, right? Like making concessions all the time, which is okay because it made me happy. Why did it make me happy? Because I was keeping the weight where I wanted it to be. Anyway, I saw for myself, now this doesn't mean that it's true for you, but I saw for myself that I had to lie to myself, right? And lo and behold, that's what I saw now. I've been lying to myself this whole year, right? Mostly I was lying because I was thinking, oh, I want to get my face in order. Or, oh, I want to get my weight in order. Oh, I want to get my exercise in order. Oh, I want to get my travel in order, right? All of those things. But that wasn't the truth. The truth was I was settling in, right? For a whole year, I wasn't home. What I was doing over this past year was I was making a second home. I wasn't doing my face, doing my exercise, watching what I ate, right? I was actually just settling in. And the pretense, right, which is what I want you to get because that's what I saw is that, oh, I was in a pretense. I was pretending to do my face. I was pretending to be on a diet. I was pretending to go to exercise all the while saying, nope, you know what, I don't want to do that exercise class. Oh, you know, their times are very bad. Oh, I don't like walking there. Oh, I could just eat the cookie. Like whatever it is, right? A big pretense until one day I woke up and I'm like, wow, I'm 20 pounds heavier than I was a year ago, you know? And I still think I'm beautiful. I still have like no issue with it, except my clothes don't fit, right? I don't look as nice as I'd like to look. I don't feel as good as I'd like to feel, right? All of that. But the most important thing is that I've been pretending. And I don't want to pretend. So about 2 weeks ago now, 2.5 weeks ago, I took on a program called My Fitness Pal. So I've used it before, I've used it in the past, and basically it's an app that allows you to put down the foods that you're eating, track what you're eating, see how it's going, right? And when I first started using it, I knew I was just going to start using it just to see where I was, right? Where was I pretending? Because believe me, I was walking around saying, I don't understand. I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat lunch. Or, oh, I'm going to put protein in, right? So, because remember, this whole year, I've been doing so many crazy things. I've been adding protein. I've been adding those pre and postbiotics. Oh, I've cut out all carbs. Like, whatever the fad was, I took it on this year in just different ways, maybe for a day, maybe for 2 days, maybe for even just a thought, right? But a couple of weeks ago, I said, no, this is it, right? I can't get any higher. Not because the number won't go up, but because I am not comfortable anymore. And I don't want to be this heavy, right? That's not making me happy. I get to say what makes me happy. And getting heavier, although people are like, Ricki, you're still beautiful. And I know that. I'm not worried about being beautiful or looking good because I know I can make myself look good no matter what because I feel good about myself, right? When you feel good about yourself, you look good. That's just the way life is. But the weight, I can't just keep going up and up and up. So finally, I said, I'm going to stop pretending. So I got this app and I started plugging in the food. And lo and behold, I'm eating 500 calories more a day than I'm supposed to, right? If I don't know, this is how it marks it off. And I think I also did a minute video on this, but 1,200 calories is what my fitness pal believes that I should be eating a day. And like I said, when I first took it on, I said, you know what? Because I don't want to just jump in and do every fad out there, right? First of all, can you see how this whole year it hasn't even been working? So I said, nope, we're going to go slow. We're going to do one step at a time. First, we're going to just actually get the what's so. And the what's so is, wow, I was eating 500 calories more than I was supposed to in a day. And I was hardly eating anything. So you know what that means? It means I wasn't eating good food, you know. Oh, what was I having? Chicken parm and I don't know. Certainly not mahi mahi on a plate. Um, I don't know, or salad. I can't even think, but I know in my head again, I'm thinking it's okay because it's one meal, or I only eat half, or lies. They were all pretending. I was just pretending. And then watching the scale go up and wondering, "Huh, how come I'm exercising? How come I'm not eating?" But no, because I was pretending. I wanted something to be so, but it wasn't so. Anyway, so I started with my fitness pal. And every day at the end of the day, when you finish the logging, you hit complete diary for the day. And then it will say something like, if you keep eating like this in 5 weeks, you'll be, you know, whatever, 2 pounds less, 3 pounds less. And I was like, oh, you know, that's not where I want to be. Not that 5 weeks is a long time, but I have 20 pounds to lose. So I don't want to lose 2 pounds or 3 pounds in 5 weeks. I want to kind of maybe hopefully lose 5 pounds in 5 weeks or 6 pounds. And I don't know if you've ever been there, but when you start to lose weight, when you really take it on, usually in the first 2 weeks, you could lose 5 or 6 pounds in just the first 2 weeks if you actually take it on. But I'm not doing that, right? I want to go slowly and I want to enjoy it and I don't want it to be hard work. So over the past 2 weeks, every day watching 500 calories, then, you know, after maybe 7, 8 days, I started thinking now, right? Like now I'm watching it. Now I really don't want to go over. And here we are, we're 2 weeks in. And yesterday, well, really 2 days ago, but yesterday, I ordered well for both my lunch that I was out for and my dinner. I ordered well. I didn't order the French fries. I didn't order the bread. But what I did order was I ordered mahi, and I ordered it on a plate, right? And I ordered it with like a little side of rice, because you can have the rice. That's what I want you to know, that all of a sudden, by taking it slow, by saying, you know what, I'm going to stop pretending. I'm not going to be in the pretense mode anymore. I'm going to actually be in the I know what I'm doing mode. At least that way I can get a handle on it. And if I want to keep eating 500 calories more a day, then I know that at least at 500 calories more a day in 5 weeks, I'll be down 2 pounds, right? If I want it to be more, then I have to eat less or eat better, choose better, right? Whatever it is. But the pretense, the pretending, that's what I want you to leave with or be left with, because that's where we go astray. We pretend stuff. We pretend it's okay. Oh, it's just a cookie. Oh, it's just this. No, no, I hardly ate, right? But no, when you actually put pen to paper and you can actually see what's true about this, now you have an opportunity to take something on. So I hope that you're going to follow me, right? Just stick with me. And hopefully over the next 6 months, because that's the game that I'm playing, I will lose the 20 pounds and you'll be here to see it happen in real time, doing real things, knowing what's actually so that when I know what's so, I can take an action that's consistent with the results I want to have. So where can you actually start to look to see what have you been pretending? And what can you put in so that you too can start to claim your happiness? This has been Ricki Radosh with another episode of Claim Your Happiness.